We need to find someone who can not only fly this plane, but who didn't have fish for dinner. Hello, and welcome to Mitsuda and Nana's Bizarre Adventures. I'm Mitsuda, they're Nana, this is Jojo's Bizarre Adventures Stone Ocean, and today we are going to be watching episodes 28 and 29.
I love that you kept the name that I made.
Yeah, that's a little something we in the bees like to refer to as continuity.
Wow.
Alright. If you did not mishear that, you'd also misread the title at the same time. We are only doing 2 episodes today because we have an odd number of episodes remaining, and this is the cleanest break we can do. This is a 2-part fight, after that is a 3-part fight, and then there's just a lot of shit happening, just all at once.
Yeah.
But
I came up with the plan. I did a smart for once.
Yes. But that is then, and this is now. There are 3 sons of Dio, and Jolene has punched one of them while on fire and made the other go into a 17 kilo Shinji class angst coma, so you can probably guess what's coming up today. That's a lie, nobody can guess what's coming up next in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Who knows?
But, whatever the case may be, I want to think of something we can talk about before we begin, but I'm not really thinking of anything.
Thank you for stalling as I finished my microwave pizza, Food of Champions.
Yep.
Um.
Hello,
So,
and also this is an unexpected surprise mukbang stream on top of that. Congratulations for those of you who are into that.
yeah. Do you know about mukbangs?
I mean, I did just... I'm the one who introduced the concept of the stream, so you've got to assume.
Yeah. Alright, why don't you tell me about them then?
Well, mukbang is a very pleasant-sounding Korean phrase for the very unpleasant-sounding English phrase of gastronomic voyeurism.
Yeah.
Webster's Dictionary defines mukbang at... No. That's a bit below our pay grade, even for my standards.
But does the Webster Dictionary even have that?
Probably not, but now that you've asked, I do feel obligated to look this up.
Yeah, because that would be interesting.
Oh, Webster, tell me your secrets.
Everybody forgets the Merriam part of Webster.
Yeah, well, what's Miriam done for me lately?
I don't know.
Freaking Miriam. What the hell kind of name is Miriam, anyway? Honestly.
No. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Also, I can confirm that the Merriam-Webster.com does not, in fact, feature an article on mukbang.
See, I didn't think it would, because it's Korean.
Yeah, well, you don't know. Language is made up.
Yeah.
Like the law and taxes.
Damn. You're so right. Speaking of that, do you think I have to file taxes too? Now that I'm here.
You aren't a citizen, are you? I mean, I'm certain there are certain people in this world who would have opinions about you not paying taxes, but I don't get paid to care about this shit.
I guess it's still up for debate then.
I'm from the murders department. I don't give a shit if you're committing tax fraud.
Yeah, because tax fraud doesn't, kill anybody. That we know of.
That we know of. Are you still eating?
No, I'm finished. The
Okay.
mukbang was short, and I only ate a little amount of food.
Okay, thank Christ I was running out of things to talk about.
Episode. Which one is this?
Episode 3-4/28. Heaven is
Heaven
at
is at
hand.
hand.
3 days until the new dawn of the third day. 72 hours remain.
Yeah.
And there is, in fact,
Um,
a moon.
let's see. What is the? Oh, we go in the hole in the floor.
I can't
Yes.
believe Hirohiko Araki actually plagiarized The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for Nintendo 64 Entertainment System.
Really, I was gonna make a Minecraft joke.
See, this is the difference between you and me, Nana.
Look, I've never played a Zelda game in my entire life. Okay, there, I said it.
Wow.
Look, I just never bought any.
Sean the non-believer.
Being shunned in my own damn house.
This
Dare you?
Wait, this is your house?
I meant that metaphorically. I do not live in the movie theater. I have you know, I have a nice little spot where I've parked my spaceship, and I live in that.
Cool.
Also, if you hear my cat, she is fine. She is just in timeout. And by that I mean I'm not letting her in my room because she's committing crime. We do not reward bad behavior.
Jail for mother. Jail for mother for 1,000 years. Do you want to start the episode?
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, I will be hitting start on our screen. And by our, I only mean mine, because you are off in your own place. Even though we're in the same theater, don't think too hard about it. You'll just hurt yourself.
Yeah, I was wondering why you said our screen. I was like, wait, what? What do you mean?
Alright, I'm kicking us off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
But
Meow.
I'll never forget the Netflix in.
Not any other sorts of N you could expect to see on a VTuber stream. This isn't that sort of content.
No, we're good. We don't do bad. The rods. That's what these things are. I forget what these stupid things are called every time. I think they're rods.
It's rod, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's rod, it's better than bad, it's good.
You know, for somebody that doesn't like to sing, you do sing quite often.
Can we just talk a moment to talk about the fact that Jolene's outfit is apparently the most flammable substance in the world?
She didn't light her outfit on fire. She lit her strings on fire. You saw that, right? She encased her entire body in strings and lit that on fire because they're string.
Okay,
That's what I assume.
That makes even less sense, though. Stands are immune to being harmed by non-stand things.
Well,
So you shouldn't be able to set them on fire with just a cheap oil lighter.
I don't think she was harmed, but it still was on fire. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the flammability of stone free. Butterflies.
In the sky. I can go twice as high.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Nana. I'm running out of things
Soapy.
to say about this OP.
I like it. I it makes me depressed. And that's
Yeah, that's
exactly how
sensible.
and that's how we should feel about this ending. It's depressing. It's melancholy. You suffer. I mean, maybe it's because I know what is going to happen.
I mean, who didn't at this point?
I mean,
Manga
if
had only been out for like a decade by this point.
yeah, if Stone Ocean ended and that was all the last JoJo part, then I don't think it would have been spoiled. I think people would be so surprised. Back when it was coming out in the manga, that probably threw everyone for a loop. It was to the point where when Steel Ball Run came out, they didn't know it was going to be Art of JoJo. You know,
Hmm.
and that probably I can imagine how earth shattering that kind of ending would be for any other series as you're
Yeah.
keeping up with it. But
Meanwhile,
since we know what happens, but yeah,
m-
continue what you're saying.
meanwhile at Weenie Hut General.
Weenie Hut General. It's 2012 now. That's fun. The new year must have happened at some point. They said it was March 2012. That was 11 years ago.
Yep, that's quick maths.
Quick maths. He looks so upset.
Emporio has never been hurt more badly in his life. I mean, except maybe that time he accidentally electrocuted himself 400 times in a row.
I don't know. I feel like when he started pissing blood, that was pretty painful.
Okay, bye, Emporio.
Bye,
Don't, f- don't
Emporio.
forget to write. Arrivederci.
Some hospital food. They do not serve that in Florida hospitals. They do not. What is this, a Margaritaville? Honestly, if there was a hospital Margaritaville, that would be so awesome. The main doctor is Jimmy Buffett. Oh my god, lore drop. He's allergic to shellfish.
But, but, but that dish is literally covered in visible shrimp.
Do shrimp count as shellfish?
Yes! They're. And crab, and they're. He detects crab, but no shellfish. In this shrimp dish.
I thought they count as a crustacean.
Not am I going insane?
See, there's scallops. That's a shellfish.
They're, you. There's like
I,
3 different shellfish in this dish. Who, you.
hold on. I don't know what count. Hold on. Now I gotta look this up. Shell. Shellfish allergy list.
Aren't you both American? Why are you measuring your shoe sizes in centimeters? And kilogram. Just speaking American, damn it.
Speaking American, damn it. Almost Maybe he's not actually allergic to shellfish. I think maybe it was a test. Oh my god, they have
It,
the
but
same the same blood pressure and heart rate.
two apart, two hearts that beat as two apart. Come on, come on.
Oh my god, what if that's Poochie's son? Ignore me.
Poochie, did you lay this egg?
No!
Okay, no, but seriously, what was the shellfish and crab, but not shrimp? Why did you need to ask if the dish with shrimp on it had shellfish?
So, a list of shellfish, including mollusks and crustaceans, can be crawfish, cuttlefish, lobster, mussels, oyster, prawns, and squid. Oh, so shrimp counts.
Yeah, that
Oh, wait,
Araki, I don't understand what you're doing right now. God, I'm sad. And I'm scared, hold me.
I okay.
Also, there's a finger.
2 fingers. Why are they? No,
Don't,
my
don't,
food.
don't do that.
I wasn't gonna make the joke. That's a child.
Well, what do you want me to do with that information, kid?
Dad hates me.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, the father deserved it. Thank you. Good night.
Man, what the hell was the caliber on that gun? It knocked the door clean off its hinges.
The caliber is stand ability.
Considering that this is the 45 Magnum, the most powerful gun in the world, and it'll blow your head clean off. Question.
So, Poochie might not have a shellfish allergy, but a mollusk allergy. Mollusk allergy can be snails, mussels, clams, and oysters, where if it was a shellfish, that also includes crustacean allergy, which is shrimp, lobster, and crab. So it's possible for him to be allergic to mollusks and not crustaceans.
Oh, that's not what he said.
Look, maybe there's not a special word for that in Japanese. I don't know.
What? He's not Japanese.
But the series is. Araki is. He's the one that wrote this. Yeah, kick down the door.
See, that's proper technique. That's how you do it. Thank you, Jolene. Finally, some respect.
It's because Jolene's badass and we love her.
Power slide.
Hermes, why don't you let your girlfriend fall down that ginormous hole?
Hey kids, come with me. The big giant hole in the ground.
That's where dreams come true.
Yeah, speaking of Hermes, the traditional hospital flashlight.
The emergency hospital flashlight.
Anyway, speaking of Hermes, I didn't call any attention to it last stream, I don't think, but when Rikiel was going on about how everything was fate and Hermes responded, "That's bullshit. Are you saying it was fate that Sportsmax killed my sister?" That was a good thematic moment. I wish I'd thought to bring that up when we had time to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, it really is. But unfortunately, since this is a story, yes, it was in fact very much fate.
Yeah.
Sometimes bad things happen and it's all part of the plan. The plan to finish the story.
How many people has Gosho Oyama killed in the
Oh my
past
god.
25 plus years?
Surprisingly more than Araki has.
Yukito Ayatsuji, the author of the Yakata series, which is one of the most influential works of mystery fiction in history,
Hmm.
once wrote a stage play, a stage play for a special event where he played the victim himself, and he, sort of played it as his just punishment for having claimed so many innocent lives across his career as a horror and mystery novelist. That was fun.
Interesting. That sounds cool. Spoon.
That is the same Yukito Ayatsuji who also wrote Another, for those of you who are watching anime in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah. True
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Spoon!
Spoon. Oh no. Oh no, we're on a plane.
No, and there's a gremlin! There's a gremlin on the wings!
No god.
And Joseph Joestar is in the cockpit!
Oh fuck.
And the plane is only 1 month away from retirement!
2005. A great year.
For someone, I'm sure.
I was 5. What the heck are his nipples? They're like different symbols.
That's a sentence.
Bye bye. Not every day a stand has nipple pasties.
Which is surprising considering Araki's usual approach to fashion.
Yeah.
Pull me out of the fucking hole! Yeah, that's what she said. Bloop.
When has she said, pull me out of the fucking hole? No, this theoretically doesn't make any sense. You're trying your best though, Mitsuda. It's
Bonk, bonk,
okay.
bonk, 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 bonk.
No, no. What are the things on the Stan's eyes? I've never figured that out. Is it supposed to be like I don't know.
Jump. And Mondays, am I right?
On Versus. You think that's a tattoo, like a neck tattoo, or do you think he's just wearing a choker?
I want to believe it's a choker.
Yeah. Neck tattoos don't seem like a whole lot of fun to get, but people get them.
I mean, much of life is deeply unpleasant. We just need to stay in this hole for 3 days. I hope you packed some card games. And some snacks. And a few water bottles.
This is really fucking strong.
I mean, yeah,
Ah,
you seen those
no!
arms?
Yeah. Enemies! Ew.
Oh, Sports Max.
Yellow Jolene. Purple Hermes. I don't like how detailed his teeth are.
He's slowly metamorphosizing into a horse, it's fine.
No! Wait, how do you remember
Huh?
that's the whole point of Underworld is that it's able to read the past memories of the dead and certain areas. Why would it know Sportsmax right here?
Well, the way Sports Max is putting it right now, it's not particularly about about like a specific location. It's just the memories of the Earth, as in like the sense of the planet.
It's based off of a real crash.
What if this was the plane that Grey Fly sank, like that he told us about in part 3? What if?
But this flight happens in 2005.
You know Araki doesn't pay that much attention.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that lady turned into a Krang. You know, the handles aren't that difficult to find. You could just pull. I mean, that works too.
Don't punch the ceiling. Okay, thanks. Thank you. I love the dead inside, like, derpy expressions of all of the passengers of the flight.
Yeah. For the first time in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I feel incredibly seen. You know, if you think about it, this is basically the same stand as Bohemian Rhapsody, just Bohemian Rhapsody works on fictional stories and Underworld works on stuff that actually happened.
Mm, in a way, yeah. But, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody, like, separates um the soul and the body fully. And this just, you know, replays the events that have already happened and just kill you. So, um,
Um,
I found out, um, while there was never actually a flight 2862, um, flight 2882 in the anime, apparently, that crashed in Florida in 2005 en route from London to Dallas. It did unintentionally line up with the Equatorial Express Airlines, which AN-24 plane crash, which did actually happen in July 2005, albeit on the 16th rather than the 21st. And just like the plane crash in Stone Ocean, there were 2 survivors of the AN-24 crash.
I really like the dynamic of the main
Oh.
antagonist spending the entire fight telling the actual enemy stand user, Hey, bro. She's been doing this way longer than you have. You don't have a chance. We should probably just cut our losses and run.
Poochie of him. I don't know how else to say that.
Boo! Boo this alien. Boo! 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 We don't have a post-credit scene.
No. But I'm surprised. I wonder if. No, it couldn't have been, because Araki wrote this part in 2000 and finished this part in 2001. Yeah, that's just a horrible coincidence.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, coincidences happen every day, despite what certain figures in the detective division would like to convince me of.
I'm just.
I've
Oh,
told
sorry.
you already that the 2001 edition of the annual Detective Conan movie was about someone blowing up a set of Twin Towers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Shit like this just happens. You produce that much media. You're gonna hit on something true eventually, you know?
They have that disclaimer in front of like every book or whatever that's like if it resembles anyone in real life, it pure coincidence because this is a work of fiction, you know, that kind of thing. That or everybody that writes something is obviously has their third eye open, who
I
knows,
mean,
we'll never know.
you remember what Dio said to Poochie? All artists are secretly stand users, all of them, literally every single one.
Oh my
Including
god.
Michael Jackson.
Again, still sad he didn't get the man in the mirror stand. Somebody else took it from him. Like, how dare he? But, does that mean we're stand users? We're technically artists.
Are we? Are
I
we
mean,
though?
yeah. Our art contribution to society is streaming. Therefore, where is our stands?
Contribution to society is a very strong word for what we're doing today.
Oh my god. It's close enough.
Yeah, anyway, that was episode 28 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean.
Oh,
It's Heaven is at hand 3 days until the. Yeah, that one, you know. You just saw it. You know what's happening.
yeah. Yeah. Um, I'm
Um,
looking at very fun trivia about the Stone Ocean anime. Apparently,
okay.
the English voice actor for Poochie, um, his white snake voice is
Yes.
inspired by Patrick Star.
Yeah. Why? I told you that, like,
Oh,
earlier
you did.
when.
You did.
Yeah.
That was like 5 weeks ago, Mitsuda.
And we can't expect your memory to go back that far.
No, I'm equivalent to a goldfish. I'm
That
very cute.
is.
I swim around.
That is slander. Goldfish actually have quite strong memories and the ability to recognize and react to the presence of their designated owners. They are a very impressive fish, and we should respect them more.
Yeah, but that's also why I'm a goldfish. I am easily underestimated, but I'm actually pretty smart. And I'm also very cute and I swim around. uh,
Do you swim around? You look very water soluble.
well, in my normal form, my porb form, technically I kind of like wiggle and I can float in the air. That's kind of like swimming, right? What is swimming anyway?
A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you? I don't know.
Thank you. That's great.
Here, bye.
Hey, bye.
So, the episode.
Yes.
I kinda briefly touched on this during the episode, but it's very fascinating to me that we have a stand fight about our heroes being trapped in an event that's already happened and will play out the same way it's already played out, and they just have to find a way to survive it. Like, 2 stand fights after we just had the exact same concept with Rikiel and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm, yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah. And, the thing is, like, as much as I love Bohemian Rhapsody, the ending with Putback Man does feel like kind of a cop-out. So,
Mm,
so it is kind of, I don't know, it's not quite reassuring, it's not quite affirming, it's pretty nice that we are going back to that well immediately, but with a
yeah.
modification that means that Putback Man's incredible powers are useless here. How will our hero be able to get out of this one? Tune in next
Yeah.
week to find out. Same
Yeah.
putback time, same putback channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. But I think the reason why, I kind of think the put back man idea is actually pretty genius.
Yeah, you
And
discussed this. You discussed this when
yeah.
we were actually watching the episode. On a
Yeah.
thematic level, it really works out. On a deep
Yeah.
emotional level, it's just,
Yeah.
now we also get to do the same thing with,
A different
fighty
yeah.
punchy solutions and ends. And interesting
Yeah.
enough, the reason that, thematically, Putback Man would not work here is because we're not dealing with fiction anymore. We are dealing with
Real life.
within the
Yeah.
context of the storyline, and I guess by pure coincidence, in also real life, this is a thing that actually happened in real life.
Yeah. Rest in peace to the poor souls that were lost that day. He will be always remembered, you know.
Probably,
But
yeah.
I mean, now they will be. Their story will, even though forever tied to an anime, they're not forgotten, you know. And that's all you can really give people who are gone.
I suppose.
But regardless, something else that I want to bring up is that I really like how, when it comes to the battle of the Dio Sons, it goes from weakest to strongest. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because a lot of people, Bohemian Rhapsody is broken,
Yeah, but
obviously.
but
But
as good ol' our holy father, Dio Brando, remarked,
exactly.
how
Yeah.
powerful your stand is does not matter. Worth a sewer rat's shriveled left nut. It
Mhm.
comes down entirely to how good you are using it.
Exactly. And versus does will not give up. I even to the point where he's like screws himself over later on.
Yeah.
He fights tooth or nail.
I mean, I
The
don't know.
others
I kinda gotta say, Ricky L, I don't know how you
he
can say
did a
Ricky L
lot.
has less spirit than.
Oh no, not Rikiel, but Ngalo definitely. He literally fucking gave up.
Yeah, Ungolo just gave up on life at the first hurdle. Like I said during the episode, any other stand user in the series, with like maybe the exception of, I don't know, Shigechi, probably could have immediately found a
I mean,
solution to getting.
Shigechi was also like 12. So
Yeah, excuses. Like any other stand user we've seen in the series up to this point could have immediately found a solution to get around
mm,
the existence of Putback Man.
yeah.
But Ungolo. could not find it within himself after all he'd been through to put that much effort into anything.
Yeah. I will say though, I do think Rikiel is a little bit less than Versus solely because Rikiel during this whole battle is fighting against himself. He doesn't believe he can do it. And you see that throughout the entire battle. He constantly doubts himself. He gets into panic attacks. He doesn't fully believe in himself and he's not confident. And that's ultimately what screwed him up because he was just doing whatever he could to try and win. But I bet you if he just believed in himself a little bit more, he could have won easily. But he kept psyching himself out during the whole battle, and that's why Jolene won because she didn't let that anything get to her, and she kept going. So I think objectively that's why Versus is going to be stronger because he doesn't deal with that as much, you know. That's why.
I,
So it's, eh,
I guess.
you know,
I
I
just,
do feel for Rikiel though.
yeah, I don't know. The way Rikiel went out with so much dignity just kind of makes him feel like more put together in my eyes, but I definitely see where you're
Mhm.
coming from.
Yeah. I also think the further on we get, the more like Dio the sons are.
Yeah.
Like Versus to me is a literal carbon copy of Dio,
I
but
do
not
not,
the
I do not think it is a coincidence that his stand is the one with the word world somewhere in its name.
mhm. Yeah. He is just it's not the he doesn't have the hoity-toity part that Dio has, the one that he
Like,
puts off, but the
the,
just the
the sensual charisma you would not expect from a man.
yeah, the Riz, yeah.
Yeah, I think,
But
I kind of feel like all of that went to, I was about to say Rikiel, but that might just be because I like him.
I think the Riz went to Giorno.
Yeah, right. How could I have forgotten?
Like, he picked up all the fucking Riz. I mean, he just, in 1 week, he became a fucking mafia boss because he made so many friends, did everything he had to do, and stopped selling drugs to children. That takes a lot of fucking Riz.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, just everywhere. Like, everyone ended up trusting. Abakio didn't, but even in the end, he gave up and trusted him. You know, he died, but
Yeah.
semantics. You know,
I
but
understand why Giorno isn't participating in this part, but I wish they would at least acknowledge him. If only so
mhm.
I don't keep forgetting about him and humiliating myself like that.
No, it's okay. His story is over, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, I would love to have seen a cameo of the other living Joestar family line, even if they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Just like, I want to see Giorno, I want to see Josuke, I want to see fucking Joseph if he's still alive. Probably. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he didn't end up dying before the universe reset because I don't
A,
think that man could have.
a version, the version of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure we have in the timeline we live in, where, all the parts are broadly very self-contained, with, I guess, the exception of this one,
Jotaro's
are,
the only one that part hops because
yeah,
he's the face of the series.
he's the mid-2000s Wolverine of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's just so popular
Yeah.
they are legally obligated to put him in everything for marketing purposes.
And honestly, with the performance that Daisuke Ono does, just perfect. I wouldn't want it any other way. I
Yeah.
love that man. I love
But
him so much.
the version of JoJo we have, where all the parts are largely self-contained, is very fun, is very good. I'm glad it exists, but it is difficult to not envision what a version of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with stronger continuity ties would look like. You know,
Yeah.
what if Giorno had been one of the sons of Dio or had at least met Pucci? What if Jotaro had asked Josuke to help out with Jolene's prison break?
Yeah. I
What
mean,
if yeah.
Joseph slapped some money on that and got Jolie out of prison.
Yeah.
Because we all know money is the easiest way to avoid prison in America.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm curious.
Hmm.
If we did live in that timeline, if Giorno had met Pucci at the same time as Angelo Ricciel and Donatello versus, what do you think he does in that timeline? Does he side with Jolene? Does he maybe actually side with his long-lost father's best friend? Is he an unaligned wild card?
I I feel like personally, Jorno's an unaligned wild card. He always is in my book. I feel like he would get called there, just doing his own thing, meet Poochie, know something is up, but not tell any of his group. He's not going to tell Mista or Trish or Fugo who's there. He's just going to go, all right, yeah, I'll help you. And he doesn't tell anybody else, but then uses Poochie to his own gain, gets to meet Jolene, thinking that Poochie's going to think, oh, yeah, no, Jorno's just going to take out Jolene. And he's like, haha, no, was playing him the whole time. Don't trust a mafia boss. We're related. I'm going to help you. And turns on them because that's just something that he'd do, you know?
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's a good idea. I mean, they would have to, he'd have to keep up the act long enough to fight Jolene at least a bit. That's
Oh,
too cool
yeah.
for us to lose.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, oh, definitely he would. But he would be one of those that's like, Mr. would be like, all right, I'll show you. He's like, no, no, I got this. Don't intervene, because he doesn't actually want to, like, kill Jolene. That's not right. He wouldn't want to do that. So he's like, just one on one, we're going to fight. Um, and he's like, you know what? No. Um, After he does this, I feel like he do something like, I want you to prove that you're worthy of my help. That sounds like some bullshit that Jorno would say.
That is basically the rationale behind making Fugo do the events of Purple Haze feedback. So there is precedent.
Yeah. He got the Riz, but he also got the pompousness from Dio. So, and he's good at heart, but he can act like a little asshole, you know. I also would have loved to see Jorno and Josuke as adults. We don't get to see that. I want to see um how they've grown and evolved. Like how we've seen Jotaro change throughout, how his personality shifts from part 3 to part 4. You could tell that he turns from a shitty teenage brat that is a little emo kid to a grown man that has trauma, you know. It's subtle, but it's there.
You
And you can
you you
understand that being stoic is not an act for him.
you can really tell that, like, the absolute last scene of Stardust Crusaders where he looks out the airplane window and just smiles, you can really tell that changed him as a person.
It did. I mean, after that, he went off, got his college degree, he got married and had a kid and started working also with, the marine biology, working with the Speedwagon Foundation to look for the stand arrow and trying to learn more things about Dio. I mean, he found the notebook and all that shit. He did a lot, you know.
He's a busy man.
I also get really sad that in part 4 we never saw little tiny Jolene. I
Eh,
I don't know if you've ever seen the tiny Jolene that they had in that the Eyes of Heaven
guys, yeah,
game.
no, yeah, I did.
She was so baby, and I I love it so much because I look at her little outfit and I realize that's exactly how I dressed as a child. The very colorful butterfly motifs and the pink, and I was like, God, that was me. That was me as a child. You know, I was adorable, and look what happened.
Yeah, where did we all go wrong?
Where did it where did it go wrong?
Yeah.
But it makes a lot of sense as to why they're separate stories. If you intertwine them too much, it can get befuddled.
You
And
do
honestly,
you
if
do
Araki started the metaverse thing, I think he would hate himself now.
you do eventually run into the Western superhero comic issue where
Yeah.
every storyline is a sequel to at least 3 other storylines simultaneously published, which were themselves published multiple decades apart under different writers with different ideas about what the franchise is supposed to be about.
Right?
And the
That's
continuity
why
does not make any sense, even in its most broad strokes summary sense.
that's exactly why I can't get into superhero movies at all. I can't watch Marvel movies, I can't watch DC movies, I can't watch independent third party superhero movie because the metaverse shit is too much for my little brain to handle because not because I don't understand it, but because I do not have the willpower to sit there and watch all of those movies just to be able to understand the new movie that's coming out. I can't do it. The only Marvel movie that's not even under the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I like the Deadpool movies, but that's because I like Ryan Reynolds. I'd watch Ryan Reynolds sit there and stare at the camera for an hour. I mean, anytime his little ad for his little phone company comes up, I watch the entire ad. Even though I don't have his little phone company. I like him. He's funny, but I can't get into any other superheroes because it's just too much. It's overwhelming, and I feel like Marvel and stuff like that is solely banking off people with special interests, like constantly putting out new material and stuff to get people who are really into stuff like that to buy into it. But it also makes it harder for anyone else who only cares about it a little bit to get into it, you know?
Yeah. Reminder that it is canon that Mysterio once hypnotized the Green Goblin into the two of them having sex.
What?
Don't worry about it.
That's that's horrible. What? And they put that in a comic? God, this is you know what? I don't know if I could say if this is just as bad or worse than the pink kryptonite turning Superman gay and being very predatorily gay.
I feel like that is marginally worse.
Yeah. They what are people doing? I'm so glad that Jojo is nice and contained.
Yeah,
And
no one
any
in JoJo ever does anything bad but their dicks. Joseph.
I was thinking of Dio, but all right, everybody, let's talk about the horrors of JoJo's Bizarre
Uh,
Adventure. First off, in part 1, Dio. um Everybody else is fine. Part 2, Joseph. Also Caesar.
yeah.
He's also a horror.
See,
Confirmed.
I thought we were just talking about bad people in general. I was going to bring up the fact that Caesar's best friend before meeting Joseph was canonically a member of the Third Reich, a paid professional agent of Hitler's Germany.
Yeah, that always made me uncomfortable.
Mark the Nazi, everyone's favorite Jojo character.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why people like Stroheim that much. I mean, honestly, like part of me wants to say, oh well, he lived in Germany at the time. But no, no, there were a lot of people in Germany that did not go for that at all whatsoever. So, yeah, not great. I mean, he helped at some point in the battle, but also I don't like him. Uh, I'm strictly talking about actual horrors. Like, the Caesar's a horror.
Hmm,
He talks to a lot of women.
yeah,
We know this.
we do know this.
Also, I keep thinking of the fact that they said when they introduced Caesar that he committed every single crime. Like, what does that even mean? What? Where do you draw the line at that,
He
Araki?
committed it. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, no, that was a sneeze, yeah.
Okay, bless you.
Okay.
Bless you.
Okay, it's out now.
Okay.
Anyway, I was just about to say, um, Caesar is guilty of so many counts of jaywalking. He is notorious among the Italian police.
Jaywalking exist back then?
I mean, I'm pretty sure jaywalking is as old as the concept of roads.
I guess.
Oedipus murdered a man for cutting him off in traffic.
I,
So we know it goes back at least that far.
damn. I thought it would only be with like cars, but I guess buggies too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't always trust that safety regulations come in at the right time, as we could see, But who else? Who else would I have to say? Um, I want to say the Pillarmen, but
Just
I
all of
actually
them.
I don't
I mean,
know.
definitely not for cars.
Yeah,
For cars, sex equals useless, as we all know.
yeah. I don't know if the others did though, because they were in like a religious cult sect anyway. That's the best way that I can describe them. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like that's it for part 2.
Yeah.
Part 3, Polnareff.
Obviously.
Um,
Obviously.
Joseph again, and
S-
Dio again.
Still, that has not changed for either of them.
Um,
Dia Brando was trapped at the bottom of the ocean for like 100 years. He had a lot to get out of his system.
oh yeah, oh yeah, of course. Being nothing but the head too for a little bit. That was probably annoying. Um, I feel like there's got to be some like
Like,
lower level stand
I do
users.
not have the mental processing capacity to remember every single one-shot enemy stand user of the week in part 3. I have better things to do with my time.
Yeah, there are a lot. Like
Uh,
so many.
Steely Dan, though. Steely Dan was definitely...
Yeah.
I feel this passionately in my bones.
I also think Vanilla Ice
Um,
for
not
Dio.
specifically, narrowly, and exclusively for Dio, I'd allow.
He'd throw it back a lot though. I feel like he would. I'm sorry. um he Dio made a lot of people like that. Like I could go through every single person that worked for Dio minus the monkey and the baby, obviously. They probably had a thing for Dio. Like Mariah, obviously. Um, the Steely Dan, yeah, obviously. No Ice, yeah, obviously. I think there was a single one that wouldn't. Again, besides the monkey and the baby, because
I
it's a monkey and a baby.
I wouldn't put it past that monkey though.
I
I
don't
I
want to
want I
I
want
don't.
to, but I can't.
I don't think Dio would. I. That's where I draw the line at Dio's whoreness. I don't think the monkey would count. Even if I have to say that for my own sanity. I don't want to think about that now. Um. God. Uh. Oh, whole horse for sure.
The whole horse said it himself. He loves all the ladies, the beautiful ones, the average-looking ones, even the ugly ones.
Yeah. Um.
The entire horse.
The Darbies, the Darby
Um,
Bros, maybe.
Daniel has canonically stolen a woman in a relationship.
Is that the older one or the younger
Yeah,
one?
the Darby the Elder.
Okay. Forgot they actually had names. I just always called them Darby older,
Yeah.
Darby younger.
It's,
As if that was their legal name.
no, it's Daniel J. Darby. Darby. And
Darby.
and the younger one is Terrence.
Terrence. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Or possibly Tellence if you're one of those people who get really bent out of shape about
Terrence is not a name.
letting people who do not speak English tell you how to spell things in English.
Tellus is not a name. Not a name that I know of. But Terrence is. I was wondering why I thought the name Terrence was so funny. It's because of Terrence and Philip. I realize that now. Oops. Okay. Who else? I don't know if she ever got a name, but what is it? The Middler? Was that her name?
I think it was.
She's the one that had that stand where they were underwater. And the fucking thing with the teeth.
The underwater stand? I thought
I thought they were underwater at that point.
the underwater stand was. The only underwater stand I remember was Captain Tennille's.
No. There was. You remember the one where you had to punch out all the teeth? It happened after they were they got attacked in the submarine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Right.
The one that only got like a full model in the fighting game, and she looks like a belly dancer for some reason. We don't know. Her fashion choice. But
Don't judge.
it it was a nice outfit. I'm not going to judge her. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she was also in love with Dio. Everyone was in love with Dio. All of them. Uh but moving on from part 3, part 4,
Do-do-do-do-do.
Joseph again for the third time.
We will never be rid of this man.
No. No. I don't know why, but I feel like Okuyasu's older brother had to have been Keicho. I feel it in my bones. I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense.
Who else was even in this part?
Um,
Um,
Yoshikage Kira was a whore for hands.
does that count?
I I'm gonna say it does. I'm gonna have to. I feel like Rohan as well.
I I don't know. Rohan doesn't like anybody.
That doesn't
Rohan
that
doesn't.
doesn't mean anything. I am 99.9% sure he would go up to somebody and ask to have sex with them solely for manga research.
Yeah, is that really whorish though?
That is very whorish. By definition, I think it is. It's not a bad thing. You know, we're not gonna slut shame them, but I'm pretty sure that counts. Oh god, who's left?
I feel like there's not really anyone else who was noteworthily.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
The Angela, we don't like Angela.
there's, there's a Fungami. Is Yuya Fungami's, I mean, there's Fungami himself.
Okay. Which one is that?
He's the user of Highway Star.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's Fungami and his, little girl posse, his,
His three girlfriends.
yeah.
Save some girlfriends for the rest of us. Sorry. I'm kidding. Um. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that's it for part 4.
Yeah. Which
Part
leads us to part
5.
5.
Mista.
I was just gonna say, like, basically all of the boys with, like, maybe, like, the exception of...
Rancha could never.
Yeah,
He is
yeah,
baby.
Narancia.
Narancia,
I'm not convinced Narancia knows what sex is.
they don't. I don't feel like he does either. He
Yeah.
is my baby. He is my son. He could never. Also, I don't think Fuga would either. I've always seen him as like Arrow Ace completely. I don't. I don't feel like he would be. Um, I do see it for Bruno and Abakio though.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they're obviously into each other, but I'm pretty sure they also are in an open relationship. Because why not? Um, yeah, Mista's a wild card. I have to say yes. Trish could never. Trish is my daughter, and she's not allowed. Um, I don't think. I want to say I don't think Jorno would care.
Eh,
Also, he's just too baby to me. So, Diavolo's obviously a horror.
that's canon. That we know that.
Yeah. And in the same vein, Doppio. But who's the more horror, do you think? Diavolo or Doppio? Which one do you
Diavolo.
think? Diavolo? Okay.
He wears... Look at what that man is wearing and tell me I'm wrong.
You're so right. Polnareff again.
Yeah, Polnareff. You know, getting put in that wheelchair did not even slow him down.
Oh, absolutely not. He could feel his dick. That's all that he needs. I'm so sorry. Oh, no. I feel like I'm going to hell for that comment.
Yeah, I came to terms with that a long time ago.
um, who else we got? Um, I don't remember the other group of guys.
Uh,
Squadra? Is that what the group
La
is?
Squadra?
Yeah. Malone, obviously. Um, feel like the two that are dating,
I mean, that's
They're
just
whores
kind
for
of
each
goes without
other.
saying.
Yeah, they're very much whores for each other. They are in love. Um, I don't think Giacchio would. I don't think anyone would be able to stand in the same room as him. It's already hard enough. I'm pretty sure he would just yell way too much. Anyone that's voiced by the same guy that voices Bakugo, it's too much. And I'm standing on that. Standing my ground on this thought. Um, for Maggio, yes. Um, prosciutto. I don't know about prosciutto. What do you think?
Right, which one is prosciutto again?
The blonde one, the one that has
Right.
the stand that makes everybody old.
You didn't go to the stand that makes you old, right? What was he even like? I don't know. He
Uh,
seemed very business-like. He doesn't seem the sort of person to get
yeah.
distracted by pleasures of the flesh.
His only personality trait was trying to help. I don't remember his name, but I know the name of Stan, the Beach Boys. Uh, what is his name?
Pesci, like Joe
Pesci.
Pesci.
Yeah, his only
Probably not actually Joe
personality.
Pesci.
His only personality trait was like, I gotta help Pesci get more confident. He was really nice to Pesci for the most part. He tried. He was not the best, but he cared about Pesci like his own little brother. Pesci, I love Pesci, but I feel like he has the brain of Patrick Starr, so I don't think he would even be thinking about that. I'm gonna be honest. Um. Also, I don't feel like risotto, whatever you want to call it. I don't think he would care either.
Mr. Black Rice.
Yeah, yummy. I hate how everybody has like food names. It makes me hungry. Well, that brings us to part 6. Um,
Do
uh,
do do
uh,
do do.
Anasui solely for Jolene.
Yeah. He may dress like that, but he can't claim he's not loyal.
He's a loyal whore. We love that. Um, I have
Uh,
to say Gwes. I'm
yeah, I was
sorry.
about to say. I was about to say.
Gwes is yeah, yes. Poochie.
Poochie was in a committed relationship with Dio, which I feel like counts by proxy.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of the children of Dio have Dio's blood in their veins. We can make
Yeah.
assumptions even if they don't have that much screen time.
Yeah. Even if they didn't have much Riz either, you know,
No,
they
Rikio
could
had a
do it.
little Riz.
He had a little bit. And I'm pretty sure Versus could pretend to have enough Riz to get some ladies or some men or whoever he wants. He could.
Okay.
Um
Sports Max.
yeah. Yeah.
He was a gangster. He had certain stereotypes to live up to.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And a gang from like fucking Miami, Florida. Yeah. This is why we don't go to Miami. Um uh
There's a lot of really weird looking fellas in this part. You don't really appreciate it until you go up and look at the wiki page and just see them all laid out
oh
like a
yeah.
series of mugshots.
Yeah. I'm just going off of the top of my head for
It's
this whole
fucking
thing.
Lang Wrangler into Kenzo into Guccio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
into
have
the.
to say Mew Mew. Fuck Mew Mew. I hate Mew Mew. Mew Mew's a whore. And I want everyone to know that. This is a
Okay,
I
okay,
hate Mew Mew
okay,
account.
okay, okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. It's an unconventional decision, but think how many rods there are in the world, despite the fact that they're like very secretive and don't really have a very wide range of activity. Those things must be fucking like crazy. Keep your population up.
Obviously. Obviously, it's the rods. Yes, I agree. Who else? Jolene's ex-boyfriend Romeo. I'm sorry. I had
I
to
mean,
throw him under the bus.
he's got the name.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Um
I feel like that's really it.
yeah. Bless you again.
Thank you.
Okay. I can't ever tell if you're coughing or sneezing.
I mean, the cough, but you know.
Gotcha. See, I don't know much about Steel Ball Run because I haven't read it, but I have some theories. And this theory includes Gyro.
He's going to get a gyro. I mean, like, yeah. The man is just like, what if Caesar was not Caesar, but he's got enough of Caesar in him.
His thing is carrying around balls, and he has a belt that has two hands pointing to his dick. That is peak horror energy.
No, 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 no.
um, I feel like I don't know much about him, but the character Mountain Tim, he looks like one. I don't like him. I don't know much about him, but I do not like him. I could also say Funny Valentine.
I mean, you could quite easily.
Um, the others, I don't know.
Um,
I
I'd,
I kind of
I'd,
want to
I'd,
say. Oh no, you continue.
I'd definitely say, Scarlet Valentine as well.
Mm.
And, the second Diego, the Diego from an alternate universe, on account of the fact that he's literally the same character as Dio Brando.
So I was like Diego by proxy. I felt like he'd have to
Yeah.
be. Yeah. Part 8. Again, I don't know much.
Um,
Joshua wants to be a whore, but he
but
can't because
yeah.
nobody loves him.
Wow, that's. I know you're not wrong, but Jesus, Nana.
He's an incel. He doesn't deserve love. I can say this about him. I hate him. Like, I don't know everything that he's done, but I know enough to hate him. um, I don't know much about the other characters, and the ones that I do, I know are not. I, Josuke and Yasuho are in a committed relationship, and they
Right,
are
right.
happy
They're
together.
very pure and innocent. Which is
They are
weird considering.
adorable. They're they're way more pure and innocent than other characters in the
Yeah,
series, so you know.
yeah. There is a new Joseph. We have a new Joseph to worry about.
Horror by proxy. Um,
Uh,
part
Toru?
9. Oh
I feel
yeah,
like every character we've met in part 9 thus far is a yes.
Jodio's gonna grow up to be a whore. He's already trying to start at such a young age. We worry about him. And what is their name? Oh, I keep pronouncing their name wrong. Dragona. Yeah.
Dragona.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are as well.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's a lot actually. That is a lot more than I thought we were gonna come up with.
Yeah, I was not expecting this bit to take this long, and I'm kind of sad it did.
Well, now if anybody on the internet wants to know a good list, we've made one. All right, right before we start this new one, I have to go grab something from the other room. I'll
Oh,
be right
shit.
back.
But no, wait, no, don't leave me! Uh,
Too bad.
oh. Well, chat, looks like it's just you and me. There was one other thing I wanted to say before Nana threw us down whatever hole we just got barely managed to claw our way out of. I mentioned a few times already, Ungolo and Versus having similar stands, and I'm not sure if this is going to wind up amounting to literally anything. But I was thinking it's at least interesting to see, after all this time, another instance of related characters with similar stands. That's kind of been a recurring element throughout the entire franchise. We've
You
got...
talking shit about me?
Yes, absolutely.
No. How dare you? I'm back though. I just had to grab some medication.
That seems important. Anyway, I was just saying, before you left, I don't know if this is going to amount to anything, but I did think it was interesting how Bohemian Rhapsody and Underworld are similar stands possessed by relatives, which is a thing that is kind of supposed to be a thing, but it feels like isn't exploited all that often.
Yeah.
We've got, Joseph, Jolene, and I guess official canon is Jonathan all have stands based around like strings or vines or prehensile strands of some sort.
So you know what it probably is? It probably passes down like genes do, where you can have dominant and recessive genes, and some genes skip generations.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, what do we have? We have, Jonathan, Joseph, Jolene. We have Josuke, Dio,
Like,
who I guess is part Jonathan at the time. Josuke and Giorno, and also Jolene all having humanoid punch stands.
yeah, Jotaro, Josuke, Giorno, and Jolene all have punchy
Yeah.
stands.
If you consider Purple Haze feedback to be canon, you have Tonio and his brother both have manipulate organic matter stands.
It got the Iraqi seal of approval, therefore it's got to count. Oh, hi,
Yes,
Gaster.
hello, Doctor.
It's nice to see you.
Yes, hello, welcome, welcome,
We're
welcome, welcome,
talking
welcome.
about stands and how they relate to family members.
How aggressively heritable are stands?
So I'm thinking like Dio and Giorno also have the fact that their stands deal with time, mainly when you get to Golden Experience Requiem.
Yeah, Gold Experience did not really involve time other than
It
like
was more of a
affecting the perception of time, which, like, that's not the
if
same thing.
yeah.
But when they overclocked it, it suddenly...
You know, I think the original Golden Experience is more like Jonathan because with his Haman, he was able to make flowers bloom and shit and all that.
Hmm.
Jorno can do the same thing. You know that, right? Like
Right, right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
most of the fan art that I see that's like oh so soul crushing, of all the family getting to talk to each other. Jonathan and Giorno bond over the fact that they both, with their powers, can create life. And I think that's really great, the way that he interacts with that, because when the stand gets the requiem, it becomes more Dio oriented. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, he. I mean, you could take that multiple different ways. It could be a matter of him, embracing his more true heritage
Mm,
and, finding strength in it, even if it came from a bad place. You could find it as, learning to, wield bad powers for just causes. You could wield it as a
yeah.
fun callback we're all just really overthinking.
Yeah. I mean, I think the best thing is, you know, it I like the whole you can come from somebody who's bad and still do something good because your family does not define you, you know? Your family's the ones that you accept and care for. Because, I mean, in Jorno's part, he makes a found family with his gang, you know? That's the
Yeah.
whole thing. And I really like that. And it's almost like Jorno, for a lot of it, would push back that kind of Dio part of him, and once he did the Requiem, he finally embraced it, but that doesn't he could embrace who he was and where he came from, but that doesn't change who he is on the inside, you know? And
Right,
I
right, 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 right.
especially like the shot that they added in the anime where he specifically does that thing where he looks over his shoulder and his hair flows out like Dio does. I think that's a really cool shot, you know. I really like that. I guess we're supposed to. Yeah, the stand. This is still disinheritable, but the will. Oh, okay.
I'm a doctor, I have to see.
Gimme. I'll take it. I want the arrow.
Uh, no, no,
I
I've
just.
told you this already. I don't think you actually have any sort of, fighting spirit. I don't think this is going to end the way you want it to.
No, I'll be fine. You underestimate me. I can do it. You see how I always can't die and I always come back like a little parasite? That is my fighting spirit. You cannot put me down. I'll just absorb the arrow and I'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Plus, the majority of people with stands have mental illness, and so do I. Therefore, I'll be fine. If Ungalo could have a stand, I can too. That is my greatest example to this.
I do have a hard time arguing with that.
Exactly. Let's.
Anyway, this conversation has burned significantly more time than I had budgeted. Would you like to actually finish this fight we left off in the middle of?
Yeah, I mean, we needed a kill time anyway because we weren't going to watch 3 episodes today.
No, we
So,
aren't.
you know.
Alright, next episode.
Mm. That's pretty neat, Gaster. Pretty neat. I'm ready
Alright,
whenever you are,
whatever he said.
Mitsuba.
Alright, I'm going to be starting us off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Badum.
Bow, bow.
Underworld
In the criminal
time.
justice system, stand-based crimes are considered especially heinous. Backing up, backing up, backing
There he
up.
is, looking like a whore.
There's that man. This is getting out of hand. Now there's
Panty
3 of
shot.
them.
Not the Inasui panty shot.
Oh no. Yeah. Jolene-chan, did you see my pantsu?
Stop! Don't say that. That's so weird.
Uh,
Mitsuda. Open the door. Jump out the plane.
Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
Oh shit, Gaster knows how to carbon date. That's pretty fun. I love the panic from Hermes.
Bloop. Ah yes, the traditional Jojo, are you crazy? Moments. Yeah, Superman punch. Oh.
Oh. No, suddenly we're in a jet.
How many plane accidents have occurred in this little area?
It's Florida. The answer is way too many.
Nana, I know Florida's kind of a shithole, but I don't think that just makes planes spontaneously fall out of the sky. You know,
Yes.
that was the bit of stone freeze strain that corresponds to Jolene's liver. That's going to cause some real health issues down the line.
We already saw what. No, wait, that was Emporio's kidney. Never mind. We haven't seen what happens when their livers die yet. I love his face!
Nee.
He's
Nee.
the grump.
I'll harm her.
Oh my god, he has pigtails. I never noticed that. Oh my god, that's adorable. Versus has little pigtails.
Versus's Versus's sideburns make him look like a side character in a really cheesy 70s, like, cop movie.
I hate to say it, but he looked like my uncle back in the 70s.
Mm. I have a Capri Sun. Good for you,
Oh
Gaster.
man. I wish I had a Capri Sun.
You shouldn't. They're actually not that good for you.
Oh, I know that. Um, so you know our mutual Astrophel, right?
Yep.
Um, for his uh Model 2.0 stream, um, after talking for a while, he was taking video recommendations to watch, and so we were watching commercials, and there was a Capri Sun commercial
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm
where
guessing.
where they like where they die or like because they get punished for hurting the Capri Suns, and he was like, "Oh my god, why would they make this commercial?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I have something to show you." And I sent him a playlist that had like 20 of them, and he watched all of them, and he's like, "Well, I still don't know what a Capri Sun really is or what it tastes like, but I am now never going to disrespect the Capri Sun." And I'm like, "Good." As it should be.
At the
Those
age of
children
6,
look
I
so
was born
mad.
without a face. A boot to the head.
Oh my god, they're Jordans.
Hey, he's got them fake G's. Stop talking in terms of centimeters. You're an American. Doesn't make sense.
Happy he is. He's just a little baby. Uh, God, that judge looks old. Isn't that so accurate? Is Ichiro a baseball player?
Ichiro Suzuki was a midfielder for the Seattle Mariners at the
Huh.
time this part was being written.
I gotcha.
He also played himself in an episode of the Columbo clone, the Columbo clone Furuhara Ninzaburo.
Oh wow, Florida judges sending people to jail without fair trials? Imagine.
Wait a minute, how long did Donatello say this flashback was taking place before the current bit?
Uh no, he was a child. Oh my god, that face.
Nee. Don't leave your holes. Don't leave your bags in the hole. Don't leave your knives in the bag in the hole.
That person does not look 3 years older than you. He looks 40 years older than you. Ew.
Alright, Versus is 25 in the
Ew.
present day.
It's all bloody and pussy, and a worm came out of it.
87, 88.
Now he's pissing in public.
Okay, there's no way this flashback is set like before 2001, right? Like that number works out, right?
Maybe?
Cause Ichiro Suzuki did not move out of Japan until after the 2000 baseball season.
Uh, we'll go back and look after the episode to figure
Like
this out.
this might not work out like at all. Timeline wise.
I mean, if you think about when Araki wrote this part anyway, it was from what, 1999 to 2002. So
Anyway,
you have a Capri-Sun, but you don't have a Capri-Sun pocket, the upper part of your lab coat.
yoink.
Damn. Yeah, me today. You don't have a Capri-Sun pocket. How dare you?
Well, I'm sorry. Is that illegal now?
You need one. I would also appreciate if you had a pocket. That'd be a great place for me to take a nap. Sometimes it's nice to take naps in people's pockets.
Anyway, Donatello is big elephant in the room. Donatello's backstory is literally just the plot of Holes. Like, literally, zero modifications before, Poochie shows up and tells him he has a stand.
Shia LaBeouf had a pussy wound with a worm coming out of it?
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
Damn. I never actually watched or read Holes, to be honest.
Yeah.
When the movie
This
came out, I wasn't allowed to watch it because they swore.
Yeah. The
Oh,
original manga
I'm
of
sorry.
this chapter did come out before the movie adaptation of Holes, so
Gotcha.
Araki only would have had the book to work off of.
Did you see how funny that scene was? Where Moria just said, huh? It just stood there.
You'd think he'd be more used to this after traveling around with Jolene for honestly literally any amount of time.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Stuff
smart
that's already
child.
happened can't unhappen. That's the important bit. Ghost computer.
Is he able to just have internet accessibility with his ghost computer? Does the Ethernet cable in the ghost room count?
I mean, it's also got ghost internets.
I see.
He's browsing the internet on the Ghost of Netscape Navigator.
Was Wi-Fi widespread back in No, yeah, it was a thing in 2011. I don't know why I'm still thinking about like 2001. Run, run.
Run, run, coward.
I still want to know what the thing is over his eyes and throughout his back are. They're like tubes.
Bonk.
This is gonna be me when I get on my plane next week. Running and jumping all over the seats. Being a little menace in the airplane. Except this plane won't crash, knock on wood, because otherwise I'm suing Delta. I will sue Delta Airlines.
Oh wait, hold up. But dial it the fuck back. Did Emporio just say this plane crash created a quantum vacuum?
Um,
And that as a result of that quantum vacuum, the people trapped in it were not killed?
only 2 people weren't killed. I don't know if that's what it says in Japanese. I'd have to go back.
Like, a fucking quantum vacuum is a thing you create with a particle accelerator.
Oh no. Tiny
And the
child.
people trapped inside of it would be exposed to absolute zero temperatures.
He's just like, I'm gonna insult the child that showed up.
Polnareff?
Not every child with that haircut is Polnareff. Oh, that poor child.
Versus just threw a kid in a wheelchair down a flight of stairs. That's how he works. That's just the kind of guy he is.
The one that hates disabled children.
Nee. Nee. Bonk.
Chito Beruto. Awesome.
But what does it mean?
God, he got Dio's ruthlessness for sure. She's not impressed.
We can't just put the kids in our laps.
Yes, that too, but apparently it would be too much in the space
Yeah.
and their bodies would fry
they
up.
might peek out of the quantum vacuum.
Look.
This is going to bother. First the shellfish, then the fucking quantum vacuum, and I don't
We
understand
already
what a
explained the
rock is.
shellfish thing.
I'm not convinced we did.
It was just it was a mollusk allergy that he was probably meaning.
Anyway, everyone exploded.
I don't fucking care. I killed a child.
No, you don't
And
understand.
Poochie's like, yeah, I didn't like that.
I didn't kill that child. The person who I killed that child to kill killed that child.
Skin
Just
suit.
taking off the meat suit. That person looks much stringier than a human being should.
I almost made a really bad joke.
I can only imagine.
I'm not going to make it. Whose side are you on? You know what? I don't think even Poochie knows. I think he's just going along with whatever happens.
Yeah.
She's just like looking at it wide-eyed, like, oh no.
Oh, this is a bad day to be me.
Jolene hid inside Hermes' body. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bonk.
Smush. Punch the shit out of him. I love Poochie dodging it.
He appreciates the stakes of what is happening right now. He doesn't want anything to do with this.
Groundhog.
Man. Hermes is really foul-mouthed in this episode.
That's why we love her.
Yeah. I was
Something
unable
that's
to stand up straight. My posture was too bad. My spine was horrendously misaligned.
he just had really bad scoliosis. But something that's really sad to me is that all of Dio's sons had a terrible childhood up until the point they gained their stands. They were all terribly abused and suffering, just like how Dio was as a child.
I mean, and that was a thing he did on purpose. He said, didn't he? Or it was in a
Did he?
flashback that He deliberately sought out. This is Canada somewhere. Dio deliberately sought out like really lousy, just women to bear his children and abandon his kids with because he thought they'd like be stronger, something of that nature.
Fucking horrible. I don't know where that's from. Is it from like the Dio Journal
It
thing?
might be. Hold on, I'm looking it up now.
Oh, here we go. It's rainbow time.
The Devil's
Heavy weather.
Rainbow.
I don't know the word for rainbow, but I would like to know. Just looking at him like, what? The look of surprise.
Weather, have a Snickers. Why should I do that? Because you're not you when you're hungry.
Any after credit scene? Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool. Cool.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Good to know.
Next time we have the incredibly tragic backstory.
Oh, right, yeah. That is happening next time, isn't it?
Yeah. From what I've heard though, they managed to I wouldn't say, I almost want to say change, but honestly the point still stands. But they had to change who ends up doing the bad to whether, you know, the people wearing white that
Uh,
live
I
in the
don't I
South.
don't believe they changed who they were, they just had to censor some specific imagery. I
Yeah,
believe textually they still acknowledge that they're the same guys.
yeah, they're just not wearing their cloaks, you
They're
know.
fucking bedsheet clad. Fucking hate
Yeah.
monger looking s- sons of guns.
Yeah. But I think they're supposed to be just as hateful, you know. So, it'd be that way. Which brings up the thing that I want to talk about that I see some uh, Jojo dude bros talk about that frankly makes me annoyed. Um, they're like, "Well, how did Poochie get them to go after fucking Weather because he's black?" You know, if you know anything, especially living in the South, they this is a group of people will do anything bad if they are paid or convinced enough. And they were also really bad to Poochie later on. They treated him terribly too. So,
Yeah, that is
yeah.
definitely a true statement you just said.
Poochie and his family, um, I think I saw some screenshots from the anime. Um, their dad, um, is black and their mom is white, which explains why all the kids are mixed. And when you're mixed kids, you don't all have to have the same skin color, too. You know. So it checks out. And if anybody tells me that Poochie is not black, I am going
Motherfucker, look
to
at the
throw something.
man. Just
like,
use your own two naked eyeballs. This is not
yeah.
complicated.
That
Unless you're blind, in which case just take my
I
word
swear
for
to God,
it.
there was somebody on Twitter that I saw one time. It's like Poochie can't be black because this is from an anime, and I was like, have you not been watching Jojo this whole time?
There is
Have you
literally
not
there is
opened
literally
your eyes?
only one part in this series that is set in Japan, and I'm fairly certain they only incorporated Japan into the series at all because of editorial mandate.
Yeah, you know, but it's just crazy, and it's like you're gonna quit erasing wonderful black characters. Just let them be.
And
It's
you
not gonna hurt you.
don't erase Enrico Pucci either while you're at it. That's
Yeah.
we do not advocate for what this man has done on camera since his debut in the series. We're just saying.
Yeah, no, Enrico Pucci is not a good person, but he is one of my favorite villains. Like, oh my god. Just perfect. I love him as a villain. Um, but you know, it's something to remember and never forget, or I will eat the food in your house. This is a threat and a promise, and nothing can stop that. Okay,
They're being serious. I've seen them do it before. It was horrifying.
I can unhinge my jaw.
Like a snake.
The snake.
A
Yeah,
snake?
the snake. Snake.
Like a snake in a little top hat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the one that sent you all those photos with the little snakes with the hats.
Yep, I know.
Didn't
I was
I?
there at the time.
Yeah. Ah, I love snakes with hats. Why don't we put more little hats on animals?
Because I don't think they actually like it.
Oh, that's true. Only put hats on animals that do not seem to mind. But any of them that don't mind, they should be allowed to have a hat. It's important to me. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling through Netflix right now looking at stuff.
S- can it wait a bit? We're kind of in the middle of something.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to come up with something to say.
I mean, we got a lot of stuff out of our system during the bits between episodes 28 and 29.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
I've noticed. The Devil's Rainbow.
Yes. I I love that the rainbow is the scariest thing.
I mean, Poochie is Catholic.
But he's also queer. It does no, it does make a lot of sense. Never mind. I have to redo that statement halfway through. Uh,
We laugh because we can't cry.
oh, yeah. I mean, I could try. No, I can't.
Okay.
That's not gonna work. So,
So,
I we wanted to talk about verses and the age,
right.
the shoes.
Yes.
I'm going to the JoJo
Wiki.
the wiki. Yeah.
Let me take a gander over in that direction myself, actually.
Background. Okay, so he ran away from home at the age of 13.
He's 25.
He was born in 1987. So
Alright.
add 13 years to that, that would be the year 2000.
Yeah, that is like immediately before Ichiro Suzuki actually moved to America.
But the only part that makes it eh, it could be the margin for error is also about a year because even on the wiki it says about 1987. It gives a squiggly. So that's not 100%. And we don't know if he just turned 13 or how far into being 13 he was or when in 2000. It could have been 2001. So it is plausible that he
I
was in America, right?
I yes, I do think the idea that someone who'd just got off the boat and just got signed to fucking the Seattle Mariners would be like a major celebrity who would be giving out autographed merch for charity. That does kind of strain my credulity a bit. Like I
Well,
know Ichiro Suzuki is generally considered one of the greatest baseball players of all time, but like
he did
I'm
baseball in Japan too, though, right?
yeah, but like Nana, you've been to Florida. Do you think a bunch of fucking Floridians are going to like accept a Japanese baseball player as a celebrity before they've done anything?
So here's my counter argument. This was given to charity. Charity will take anything you give them because not many people will give anything good. These were brand new shoes signed by a professional baseball player. It does not matter if they were from Japan or not. They were nice shoes given to a child who was disabled. And unfortunately, most people do not donate enough to charities. So I'm pretty sure they would accept it with open arms. Regardless if it came from the dude that cooks hamburgers at McDonald's. If you're gonna donate some really nice baseball cleats, I'm pretty sure that they would accept that. Now, the dude that stole them and tried to sell them, maybe he knew about Japanese baseball and was gonna try to sell them overseas. You know, but
Okay,
that's
can we get back to the quantum vacuum? This is still
oh
eating
my
at me.
god. Okay,
I'm,
sure.
I'm never going to like stop thinking about this now.
Um, let's see. Did it actually say quantum vacuum?
I heard them say quantum vacuum very distinctly in the
Let me
dub.
let me go back to the episode and go right to where the subtitles were for that. Thank you. I appreciated that background music.
Did you find it yet?
This okay, this is the part right here. It should be right after Versus does a really great stink face. A Poochie.
That
Another
guy.
one.
I'm scrolling through the wiki to check for what they said in the original manga. Cause like after the fucking gravity is 14 meters per second debacle and the shellfish debacle and what we just went over with Suzuki, I would not put it past Araki to just say this. Hold on.
Okay.
Give us
According to
another
the
one.
article, all of their seats were destroyed in an explosion on impact. It was a fluke caused under miraculous circumstances. The two seats were in an air pocket. Once you sit down, buckle up. Guard yourself with your stands or you won't survive. That's it. No quantum. He just said it was a fluke caused by an air pocket.
Jesus, what the fuck was up with the translation this episode?
I don't know. I mean, Emporio, seriously, I read it word for word. That's why I was really confused when he said it. And I was like, I don't think they said that. Yeah, it's just a fluke created by an air pocket, which it's a fluke, that kind of stuff happens. And I mean, an airplane literally is just pressurized air. So an air pocket's not anything out of the realm of possibility. That's so weird.
Yeah, yes, it is, thank you. I think we might have run out of things to say.
Oh, I was just waiting for you to look at the manga.
I couldn't. I could not find anything on the wiki about the
Mm,
specific cause.
gotcha. I wonder why they changed it so much in the dub. Like, that's so strange. Um, Something that I do want to say that's interesting is that Versus's height is inconsistent in the anime adaptation. He's stated to be 181 centimeters tall, just like in the manga. However, Poochie was changed to be in the anime to be 195 centimeters tall. When they stand up, they're drawn to the same height side by side, making it unclear whether Versus is actually 181 or 195 centimeters in the anime. Because him and Poochie are supposed to be the same height,
Mm-hmm.
but they made Poochie taller for some reason. Why did they make Poochie taller?
Because he asked the dev team very politely.
Yes. You're so right. Thank you. Um, we looked at his voice actors last time, didn't
Right,
we?
yeah, that's why I didn't bring anything up before.
Mm. I gotcha. Okay, I think
I
we went over everything that we wanted to.
yeah, I do too.
So I know we
So
usually take about 3 hours for this stuff. Do you want to do something else, or do you want to just call it here for today?
I wanna go call it here and go refill my drinks and maybe take a throat lozenge.
Yeah, that probably would be a good idea.
Alright, are any of your friends live? You're our guest.
Um, uh. Is Mimi supposed to stream today? That is a great question.
Fantastic.
Let me see. Get their schedule. No, they're not streaming today.
Alright.
But
But, but. Not everyone I know has a big butt. Tell me about your big butt.
um I can change the size of my butt like any other part of my body. I
Okay,
could be
that's
very tiny or very big.
That's really whack.
I'm made out of jello. I can do whatever I please. Um, I think the majority of people that are on right now are people that you've introduced me to. So, you know, it's completely up to you at this point.
All right, in that case, I think we will be rating. Okay, I haven't talked to him in a while. We'll be rating Kieran M. Doyle, a soft-spoken and comfy wolf boy streamer, VTuber, whatever the hell we are nowadays.
It's interesting. I don't have them. I don't think I've met them before.
Yeah,
So yay!
I haven't like been on at the same time as Kieran since before we met.
Oh,
Anyway, Kieran is
wow.
currently playing an Otome game, so
Otome!
yeah. You ever
Yay!
heard of Love Spell Written in the Stars?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Well, that's
I
what
have
he's
not played
doing.
it.
Well, maybe you'll learn something, or maybe you won't. I'm open to both those possibilities. All right, gonna be
Yeah.
rating Kieran.
All
All
right.
of you in the chat, please be nice to our friends as you would to us and to yourselves.
Yes. Be good, or we'll have to come find you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. For legal reasons, this is a joke.
For legal purposes, that was a little something we in the community like to refer to as a joke. Okay, I'll be leaving you off now.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Until next time, I've been Mates Madoy. This has been Cosmic Nana.
It's me. Oh, yeah, and it worked this time.
Yeah, I had to test it for like 2 hours before we started streaming.
Oh, dear Lord.
But that was then, and this is now, and now we're going to go do literally anything other than that.
Alrighty. Say goodbye, Mitsu.
Goodbye, Mitsu.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.